Hey guys, it's RayRay Smiley Face. I'm back again with another tutorial on how to, code. So today, I think one of the best things we could be talking about is how to code in 3D. So first we're going to do a little bit of review. So you can see on the top line, I'm telling you how or what is a variable. We're assigning the string now to the variable help me. And on the next line, we're talking about the variable time left, and I'm setting that equal to 10. But you'll notice that when we store numbers, we can't remember the units. We can't write that down, so we have to remember that on the side. Now on the third variable, we're talking about number of people who love me, and I set that equal to the string -4. And finally, I have a stalker was set equal to the boolean true. Booleans can be a false or true value, and for this instance it's true. And okay, so now that we review what variables are, we're going to talk about vectors. Now, for a vector, let me paste in the code. You can see that I have, on the first line, named something called life sucks, and I've set that equal to a vector. A vector has two coordinates. Oh wait, I made an error. So I originally wrote vector, but I meant to write life sucks. Yeah, that happens a lot. So anyway, you notice on the top line I have two coordinates. I have an x and a y coordinate. So the bottom lines, they're just dealing with how to draw what we just made in a vector form. So we're starting with the array starting at the origin, which is the top left corner, which you can see here, and we're ending at the x and y coordinates of our vector, life sucks. And that's it. So now, alright, we've seen vectors in 2 dimensions, but what about 3 dimensions? So, okay, the code we have here, we're working with another vector, although this time it has a third coordinate, and that's the z component. The z component talks about depth, whereas x and y, which were our first 2 coordinates, they talked about horizontal and vertical placement. So you can see that whenever I change the z component, we're not really changing where our vector is drawn on the screen. That's because when we're talking about our screen, we only really care about the horizontal and vertical components. There's no way to draw depth. And now on the bottom we can see that we're drawing our vector again, just the same way we did before. And this time it's called I feel so alone. And you can see we've used its x and y coordinates in drawing our ray, which is representing our vector. And so now you may be wondering, how do we draw objects like cubes? Well, here's the code for that. First off, you can notice that I have an error, and that's because I haven't set the value of I am being followed. Naturally, in the above line, I used width over 2 to define why me, so here I'm going to use height divided by 2. Now, why did I do this? Well, you can see that why me and I am being followed are being used in a later line, and that's line 6. Width over 2 refers to the width of the canvas divided by 2, and height divided by 2 refers to the height of the canvas divided by 2, both of which are 300, because the height and the width of the canvas is 600 pixels. Now, the reason that I want to do this is because I want to translate the origin, which is in the top left corner, to the center of the screen. And that helps with centering our objects in the center of the screen so they're easier to see. So you can notice in this line, I'm translating in the x direction by width over 2, which takes from the 0 coordinate in the x direction all the way to the 300th pixel. And same thing for I am being followed, we're translating in the y direction by height over 2. And that ends up taking our origin, which used to be in the top left corner, all the way to the center of the screen. So now that's our new 0, 0. And down here, so we can see that I've constructed something called an array. It's an ordered list. We already defined that in a previous video. So I've decided to call it monotony, and our job is to fill the monotony array with the coordinates of the cube. So in this picture you can see that coordinates of the cube are really just combinations of a 0 or a 1 in each of the components of the vector. And I could just as easily use a -1 for 0, and that's going to help because it's then going to center our cube around the origin rather than start at the origin and go to a corner. So here you can see all the different combinations of positive and -1. And we can see we have 8 points, starting from 0 to 7. Now, in this cube, we have edges that are of length 1, because it goes from 0 to 1 on each edge for one of the components. But notice that we don't want to use 0 and 1 for our display here, because we want it to be a little bit more noticeable. So that's why we have to multiply our edges by some larger scaling factor. And because it's a cube, they're all going to be scaled by the same number. So that's why I chose in this line to multiply our vector by the value of gilt. So gilt's going to iterate the size of these edges, and it'll change the, say the farthest corner, not from 1, 1, 1, but to gilt, 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 which happens to be 75, 75, 75. And I could change the value of this to make the cube larger or to make the cube smaller. So it's a really nifty variable. So now, guys, I think we're ready to see the final code. I'm just going to paste it. Oh, that's not correct. I don't think this is what we meant to be doing. I'm going to have to fix this. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm receiving a call. Hello? I'm doing well. You looked at my bank account again? Mom, you promised not to do that anymore. $23 is enough to last the rest of the month for sure. Because I don't need another job. The YouTube revenue is ample pay. Yes, I have a lot of subscribers that enjoy my content, unlike you. No, I've got to go. I'm in the middle of working on... Is that Andy? Is that Andy I hear in the background? Are you with Andy T Vlogs right now? Mom, I can't take this right now. Bye. Sorry guys. So, that was awkward. Anyway, this isn't the correct code. Let me try to find it for real. Here we go. Let's paste that in. And that's it. Well, I hope you guys follow this easy step-by-step tutorial. And, come back again soon. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Unicorns, unicorns, so many unicorns. I love my unicorns. Your name Tootsie Pie. Your name Sparkle Pie. Your name Rainbow Pie. Everybody is a pony. You're not a brony. What's a brony? You're a pony. Yeah. We love unicorns and rainbow sparkles. We have like so many unicorns. We're getting close to 50 unicorns. Oh my gosh, we're at 50 unicorns and rainbows created. Yay!